everyone, it's Rochelle, and I am going to be telling a story today about one of our favorite cats. Does everybody know who this cat is? What's his name? Say it loud. It's Pete the cat. So, in your next packet, you're going to be getting this book. Oops, it was upside down. Pete the cat and his four groovy buttons. So I'm going to retell the story with the pieces on my flannel board. So the story goes like this. Pete the cat put on his favorite shirt. And on his shirt, he had four colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much that he sang this song. You gotta get the groove. My buttons, my four groovy buttons. My buttons, my buttons, my four groovy buttons. Pop! One of his buttons rolled away, popped off of his shirt and rolled away. How many buttons were left? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He just kept walking along and singing his song. My buttons, my buttons, my three groovy buttons. My buttons, my buttons, my three groovy buttons. Pop! One of his buttons popped off and rolled away. Now, how many buttons are left? Can you count them? 1, 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He just kept walking along and singing his song. My buttons, my buttons, my two groovy buttons. My buttons, my buttons, my two groovy buttons. Pop! Another button popped off of his shirt and rolled away. How many buttons are left? So, if there's 2 minus 1, 1 button left. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He just kept rolling along, maybe on his skateboard, and singing the song. My buttons, my buttons, my one groovy button. My button, my button, my one groovy button. Pop! Oh no! His last button popped off of his shirt and rolled away. Now, how many buttons does he have left? 0. 1. 1 left. Minus 1, because there's nothing left, is 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. But he looked down because his shirt wasn't closed anymore. Maybe we could just put this to the side. He looked down, and what did he see? He saw another kind of button on his body. It was a belly button. So he didn't even need to cry. He just kept walking along and singing a song. My buttons, still have my belly button. My buttons still have my belly button. I guess it just goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. Do you ever lose anything? But you don't need to cry. You just keep singing along. Buttons come and buttons go. The end. So when you get your book home, you can retell this story and read it with your family. Maybe you can look and see which color button you like best. I wonder if you have any clothes at your home that have buttons on it, like Pete the Cat. Bye, everyone.